Ingrid White.
Good evening to Mr. Messrs. Have you ever told yourself a story or a lie that sometimes when the truth come back to you, you have a hard time believing it? Anybody?
Yep.
Well, the story I told myself began when I was a young girl. You see, I used to love to play. Back in the day, we used to have recess before and after lunch. And during recess, I was the kid. They would, especially when they were doing jump rope, they wouldn't call on me first. And the jump rope back in the day, we never used to do double jumps. We had literally two ropes. One person at the end and the other person, and you jump in the middle. So that's how we used to play back then. But they would never let me go first, because once I get in, I'm the kid that's gonna jump until the bell rings. And so it is, that's what I used to love to play. Dodgeball, that's the game everybody wanted me on their team. Why? Because during dodgeball, I would dodge the ball and bring, once they get out, I bring all my team members back. And so everybody wanted me to be a part of their team during the dodgeball. So everybody wanted me to be a part of their team during the dodgeball, and so I would love to play, even after school. When school get out, I don't go home. My mom would have to send for me, because I'm off the school premises, but I'm either behind somebody's house, at the church, somewhere playing. Anywhere there's a playground, I would be there playing. But one particular evening, I had a spelling test the next day. And so my family member decided that they're going to help me with the spelling words, because where I grew up in school, if you didn't know the words, you would be getting tied in the palm of your hands. So it was for me, so you either know it or you don't. Well, the day we were doing, we were at the round table doing the spelling, getting ready for the spelling test the next day. And my cousin asked me to spell father or mother. Both words. The word was father and mother. The thing is that I could have spelled the word that day. My cousin, she was 4 years younger than I was. And she was able to spell the word. And from that day, one of my family members said to me, "You play so much, you are such a dunce." Dunce back then is, dunce really means somebody that's stupid or slowly learning. And growing up, we used to have like a yellow cone. It's like the one that they have outside at the fire hydrant. They had the yellow cone and the word dunce on it. That's how they envisioned it during my day when I was growing up in school. And that day, that's the day I took the word dunce and I put it on my head. I just didn't put it on my head, I put it in my head. And that's the day that I begin to feel low. That's the day I begin to feel insecure. That's the day I begin to devalue myself. That's the day I felt as though I was unworthy. That's the day when school became hard for me. Because now going to school, going through high school, I graduated high school, but what would have been easy or what should have been easy? Because when we were leaving high school, we didn't have to take all these other tests. All you had to do was write an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. The teacher read it, they like it, you pass. That was it. For me, it took me 4, 5, 6 tries just to get it, because in my mind, I held that cone on top of my head. In my head, I held that cone in my head. Going through high school, so I think, okay, high school is hard. Went to college. Graduated with an associate's degree, so truth was even knocking on my door, but yet still, I still didn't recognize it, because in my head, I still tell myself, you're inadequate, you're dunce. So during college, started my paper. I don't do crash work. I'm never the kid that nothing last minute. I take 2 hours, 2 weeks, get myself ready for school, because I know I have a paper coming up, so I make sure I was always on time. Graduated with an associate's degree, but in my head, I still tell myself that you don't measure up. Get a 4-year degree, still have a 4-year college degree. Now I have a bachelor's degree and still feeling insecure, inadequate, because I now wore those words. It got to the point, so because of those words, I gave up a lot of speaking opportunities, a lot of engagements, because I wore the very word. I took those words and I put it in my head. I remember when I did speaking engagement, I can't do that. I don't articulate well enough. I don't speak well enough, so I can't. If I had something to write, my sister would write it, because that's what she do. I read it, write it, I understand it, but doing the process, going through it, but still didn't recognize that it's only a story. And they have a saying, you tell yourself one lie, or you tell one lie, you gotta find another one to cover up, and so it is. So that falls into insecurities. And so you fall yourself into a lot more stuff, that insecurities, some of the lies that we tell ourselves, that we're not pretty enough. Or even for us adults, or what, by the time you hit 30, it's hard to lose weight. Or I can't get on social media because I'm not technologically inclined. So it is, so we always tell ourselves these particular lies. But fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's not until you're willing to face the thing that you recognize or realize that is paralyzing us. I recognize that, so I went back to, I started doing a lot more reading, a lot more writing, but yet still I knew for me, it wasn't enough. So I had to take the extra step. I signed myself up into grad school. So now I'm telling Toastmasters and guests, whatever it is that you fear, whatever it is that paralyzes you, what is it that you have in your mind that we allow, that each one of us allow to paralyze us? Because we all have been guilty of telling ourselves some kind of story, whether I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I can't do this, I can't go there, and I'm not qualified. We disqualify ourselves from so much opportunity. We let our background, our community, our neighborhood, a family, a friend paralyzes us, and half the time they don't even mean it. And so it is because we then take those words and wear it in the back of our mind. And it eliminates us from becoming the best that God has called us to be. So whatever it is, I challenge you, each and every one of us, to feel it, face it. Les Brown says, feel the fear and do it anyway. Feel the fear of doing it. Come out and tell your story, because it will only make you better. Those are my few words. Thank you.